kick off the side of his foot and out of bounds, and the Eagles are going to have a great field position here with 42 seconds remaining, and the worst time for Jeff Beagles to get off a bad one.
Get off a bad one. Bad one's a good adjective for that kick. That was horrendous. I mean, it almost comes off like it was blocked, but it wasn't. It just came off the side of his foot. And unless he was trying to hit somebody on the sideline, that's a terrible kick.
20-yard kick as you see it again. Didn't Beagles get off a 7-yarder 2 weeks ago at Veterans
Stadium? Yeah, he really did.
So now the Eagles have a first down on the 22 of the Cardinals. They're out of timeouts. Cunningham out of the shotgun. The pass to Barnett, and he gets it to the 20. Gain of about 3. Eric Hill defending, and it's a hurry-up offense naturally.
I don't like that call at all. Going right back inside. You gotta work the outside, the perimeter of the field right now, or take your shot into the end zone.
Cunningham with a pass and thrown behind Calvin Williams, but there's a flag down and around the line of scrimmage with 19 seconds remaining.
And that looks like a hold. It's going to go against the Cardinals. Personal foul. They brought Lynch on that safety blitz.
So that's going to move the ball in closer with 19 seconds remaining. Dale Hamer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 29 of the defense, 15, half the distance to the goal.
See him coming clean, ball's gone, and he just jumps up in his face and hits him in the face, and they throw that flag.
And it'll be first and goal for the Eagles, who have not been shut out in the first half this year. Cunningham on the rollout. Fires, tipped, incomplete. Victor Bailey was the closest to it, and it was up for grabs after that first deflection.
They got 14 seconds, and they're going to bring the Ed Murray in to kick right now, which I think is a mistake. You have enough time to make this kind of throw again. Nice coverage by Hogue in the back. They're going to go for a field goal with 14 seconds.
They had another play.
Yeah, on second down. They can throw into the end zone one more time and then make this kick.
Murray has slumped lately. This will be a 26-yard attempt. And Murray's kick is good. So now again, the point Matt made earlier, the Cardinals did not get a touchdown in their last score, had to settle for a field goal, and now the Eagles have narrowed the lead by Arizona to 3. It's 6-3 as Ed Murray kicks the field goal.
Yeah, but I don't get that. I don't get why you line up and kick, and with 10 seconds left on the clock, when second down, you can go to the end zone one more time and take your shot. If not, hey, it's just incomplete. You kick it anyway. The most you could run off is 7 or 8 seconds, and you still have another 7 seconds to go.
Well, clock management has come into play for Buddy Ryan and the Cardinals in a couple of games this year, including last week with the Giants. But the Eagles are on the scoreboard.
You can see Kotite right there talking to Barnett. And I think there was some miscommunication in that last throw, because there were 2 receivers in the same spot, and they should not have been there.
Bailey and Williams.
Bailey and Williams ended up in that same area. And now Cunningham's going to take off and roll to buy some time, which I like. And now the receivers they've got to be on the same page. But you see right here, you got 3 receivers, 3 defenders on 2 receivers. And there's something wrong. Anytime you get the guys in the same position like that, there's been miscommunication.
Funny that he's yelling at Barnett when it was Williams and Bailey. Chuck Levy is back deep. And Jeff Wilkins will be kicking off. He was signed this week for that purpose as a kickoff specialist for the Eagles. And Levy might have touched the ball, and he'll down it there for the touchback with 10 seconds remaining in the half. Well, the coolest gang in Beverly Hills is going to the hottest concert of the year. This Wednesday, the Rolling Stones rock 90210, and it's not just an episode, it's an event. That's Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Holy smokes.
He'll be watching it.
The only stones that I roll are out of the field at home when I'm trying to clear the land.
Haven't you talked to your kids lately about
Holy.
First down on the 20.
Has to tell Madden about this one.
He might know already about it. And Schrader will kneel down and run out the clock in the first half. So kind of a bittersweet first half for the Cardinals, who dominated the ball control story, played an outstanding defensive half, but at the end of the first half, the score, the Arizona Cardinals 6, the Philadelphia Eagles 3. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime as Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station. Buddy Ryan says he will move to wide receiver next season, returns at 29 yards.
I think Buddy Ryan should stay out of offensive football and just stick with his defense.
Schrader with the passing by distance, and you can see pretty well balanced from the up to 20 yards. Nothing real deep so far by Jay Schrader.
Yeah, but they were going to take that one shot early with the flea flicker, and it didn't pan out. I expect to see something again here. They'll take at least one shot this half. They have to.
First down on the 37-yard line as we start the second half.
Big Joe Wolf jumped offside there. Big Joe out of
the snap, number 68.
Allentown, Pennsylvania. The guy owes me $500 because he came to my house 2 years ago, and we were working out in the weight room, and afterwards he wanted to take a dip in the pool, and he tried to do his Triple Lindy imitation, and he broke my diving board.
Well, you saw him in practice. Did he pay?
He ain't paying up. No, he's holding out. But I'll get it out of him yet. Big old fat lineman broke my diving board. I'll get him.
A few bad comments, you know, he may pay off just a
couple offsides like that, and I'll get him.
First down and 15. And the give is to Ronald Moore. Good charge by Moore, and a flag is down as he went head-to-head with Zordich.
Nice job on that left side of the offensive line with Joe Wolf right there, and Holman and Dye inside along with Cunningham. They're really winning the battle up front. And in games like this, hey, that's where it's always won and lost. They're going to be grinding it out all the time, and it comes down to that O-line.
Holding. Number 79, the offense.
That's Ed Cunningham, the center. So this is a brutal way to start the second half if you follow the Cardinals with the 2 penalties. So they're going backwards. They have a total of 15 yards in penalties, and the ball is back to the 23. They did start originally from the 37. Randall Cunningham looking at the play sheet when the Eagles go on offense again. And the give is to Moore. And Moore gets a couple. We'll bring up second and long. 4-yard pickup for Ronald Moore.
And I think the Eagles are in pretty good shape when they have Harmon and William Perry inside. You know, the thing to remember about William Perry is it's really hard to cut back on him because he's not running out of there real fast. I mean, if you start going one way and come back, chances are Fridge is still going to be there. And that time when Moore tried to get him to start and come back, he was right in the middle of it.
Moore leaves the game. He has gained 58 yards, and Larry Centers now behind the quarterback on second down and 21. Schrader under pressure on the blitz. Pass downfield, actually threw it out of bounds. William Thomas, not the only Eagle charging Schrader on that play.
That was very well conceived by the Eagle defense. Now watch Thomas. He's going to come over with the motion, and then he's going to bring the pressure. Comes right up, and now Schrader is forced to have to throw a nice hold right there. See that hold? And then McMillan, they're trying to get man-to-man on Clark on the stop and go. And had he had time, he may have been able to lay that thing out there.
6 defensive backs now for the Eagles. Third down and 21. And another set of flags thrown. And it's against the Cardinals, so that is their third penalty.
5 yards. Still third down.
Third penalty against the Cardinals on their first possession here of the second half.
They go to 3rd and 26. Now you'll expect all zone right now from the Eagles. What they'll do is they'll just sit back and they'll make you throw to them. And they'll get good deep drops by the linebackers, and they'll try to force Schrader to throw over the backers and give the opportunity for their DBs to make an interception.
Ball back on the 22-yard line. Schrader's pass underneath to Larry Centers. And he is tackled by Otis Smith. Nowhere for Schrader to go. They had two deep zone back there and a gain of 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down, and Jeff Eagles will come in to kick it away.
Again, another opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles to get good field position. Jeff Seidner settling down at about the 25-yard line, so they should get decent field position out of this return.
Eagles gets off a fine kick. Seidner at the 25. He is knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Reeves and Seidner jaw to jaw. Come on.
And Kenny Rose gets over there to settle it all down.
That is tackle Louis Sharp of the Cardinals back on the sidelines. He was carted off the field after suffering torn knee ligaments in the first half. Rick Cunningham replaced him, actually went to right tackle with Joe Wolf moving to the left side. 1st and 10 on the 20 for Arizona. Ronald Moore cutting upfield. And Moore gets about 4 or 5. Michael Zordich on the tackle. Let's take a look now at the NFC Central Division. The Minnesota Vikings are trailing the New York Jets 24-14. And if that score holds, the Bears, by winning today, will move into a tie for first place. We talked about the Bears enhancing their wild card chances. Packers lost and the Lions lost today.
And I think Green Bay, that was a big loss right there for them today up in Buffalo. And the Bears playing, I think, over their heads right now. I think you got to look at the Chicago football Bears, especially coming into here. And then the schedule they have the rest of the way is pretty favorable.
2nd down and 7 on the 23. Schrader's pass incomplete. I like the way you said Chicago football Bears, like they say the New York football Giants.
Yeah, it sounded good. You know, I think it sounds right when you say the Chicago football Bears.
As opposed to the...
Yeah, it's like the Bears. I don't know why.
Or the
Bears, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Dave Wanstead has it going. And you're right, without any big marquee stars on either side of the ball, the Bears have won some big games this year. Jay Schrader's numbers, 9 for 14. Now a 3rd down and 7 coming up. Schrader with a deep pass, and it's caught.
There's a surprise.
Gary Clark, and he pulls up lame. He beat Eric Allen, the old pro who's not been 100%, but what a money receiver he is.
That's a tough guy. I mean, this is if I were the Cardinals, I said it before, I'd have him in the game all the time, and I would get the ball to him as much as I can because, look, that coverage was outstanding. Eric Allen was right on top of him, but if there's a shot for that ball to be caught, Clark's going to make it.
36-yard play, and Cardinals have the fewest completions over 20 yards in the league, so that was unusual for them. 1st down on the 41 of the Eagles. Mark Higgs is in at running back. Look at that cut as he bounces off William Perry. And a gain of 3. Well, Gary Clark, one of your former teammates with the Washington Redskins, and one of the players you obviously respect.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but this first one is simple. The guy has no fear. He'll do anything, catch it in the middle, he'll block, because he's unbelievably competitive. And you want to know something? I think this guy is wasted. He's got to be on the field more, and they've got to get the ball in his hands more. Every time that happens, big plays happen for this Cardinal team.
2nd down and 7 at the 38.